What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Yesterday, The Business, a Jason Black channel, did a stream called An Open Invitation to Call Me Directly. I was tagged, Just Pearly Things was tagged, Melanie King was tagged. So, to make a long story short, me and Jason Black had some words about each other. I've heard he said something or mentioned me in this particular stream. I have not watched it, although I got some emails. I'll deal with that maybe another time or not at all, because that's not the most important thing of the show. The most important thing I will believe is what is the response from the Obsidian Media Network. And the Obsidian Media Network was the really big target from what I understand of the stream. There were some disses thrown towards me, but the big target was Obsidian, which is why I believe he was left last. And what people were telling me, people were giving out lashes and whatever else kind of stuff. And it was a roast session and whatever the case may yield. So Obsidian returned fire with an open letter to Jason Black calling him a black hypocrite. I would like to play an excerpt of what he said, and then I'm going to come back.
All right. So in any event, yes, I was made aware of Jason Black's so-called open call to callers. It was nothing of the sort. I'm going to prove to you why that is. By now, everybody knows Jason's shtick. It's a very bad, rendition on a shock jock. And, I'm really not for that. As a matter of fact, I really didn't want to do today's show, to tell you the truth. Because, hey, we're just going to go there tonight. Lions don't care about the opinions of sheep. That's my view of Jason Black. But the only reason why I want to do this today, the only reason why, is because Jason Black has the gall, the unmitigated gall, to upbraid Pearl, meaning Just Pearly Things. He has the unmitigated gall to upbraid her about interviewing a white supremacist. When we here at the crack research team of Obsidian Radio has discovered that Jason Black himself has interviewed white supremacists. He has the unmitigated gall to upbraid Pearl for doing this. Fair enough. But then he wants to say that Pearly shouldn't do it. Now, I'm not saying that what Pearl did was good. I made my position very clear, and see, unlike all the other people who have so much to say about Pearly behind her back, I said what I had to say to Pearly, both on the phone, because we can call each other up like that. I said what I had to say to her, both on the phone, in private, and then again in public. And I said to her, then on the phone, in public, and I reiterate, I thought it was stupid. But not for the reasons that other people thought. See, I was talking insider baseball with her. See, a lot of people don't know YouTube. A lot of people don't know social media. But she and I both know how YouTube works. We both know how social media works. And it's just social media one-on-one that you don't have on people who don't have anything to do with what you do. They are not in your lane. Why are you talking to people who are not even in your lane? If your lane is relationships, the red pill take on it and all that sort of thing, why are you talking to white supremacists who bring nothing to the relationship table? Why? So she knew my position right off the rip, in private and in public. But I just find it interesting that Jason Black can reserve for himself the right to talk to and interview at length not one, but two white supremacists. Not just one, two of them. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
So what Obsidian is saying here is, because Jason Black has interviewed white supremacists, he's a hypocrite for just pearly things interviewing white supremacists. All right. Now let me just deal with this particular point, because I don't know of the name of the documentary. I believe that Jason Black interviewed Richard Spencer, but me not being non-biased in this particular episode, because I know Obsidian, I'm closer to Obsidian. I don't know Jason Black. So, but me being non-biased, the number one question I would want to know is, what was Jason Black's behavior around Richard Spencer or whoever the white supremacist was? Was Jason Black acting in a way that put down at the African-American community? Was it something that he was doing that we have evidence of, that he made white people look better than us, or he didn't defend black people to the guy? Because it's one thing to, me personally, I don't believe in interviewing anybody that's a white supremacist at all. I don't even deal with that. But let's say, for example, that's what happened, and that's what I believe happened. I've never heard anybody say there's any evidence of Jason Black behaving in a way in front of that white supremacist that made or demeaned black people, that relegated African Americans or the black community in front of said white supremacists, whoever it was going to be. I know it was somebody, it might have been two, but the question is this, and this is what I believe Jason Black is really dealing with, and a lot of us are dealing with. Pearl interviewed the white supremacist, that being Mr. Nick Fuentes. And then the question was, were there exhibitions of behavior such that we would believe, or we could clearly identify, that she was behaving in a way that could have relegated blacks? Or what were some things said that we can identify that put down blacks or made fun of blacks? Or did she sit there idly by when there was a racist statement and she had an opportunity to interject and she did not? So what Obsidian is talking about is not addressing that point, which is what I believe Jason Black is addressing, which is what I'm addressing and everybody else is addressing. I think the sin is he's trying to equate here. Well, Jason, you interviewed the white supremacist and so did Pearly, but you're calling her out, therefore you're a hypocrite. Where that's not the same thing. The situations you may believe are similar are equal, but I don't think these are equivalent. If there is the proof of Jason Black behaving in a way that was similar to Pearly things, then I believe that Obsidian would have a point to bring this thing out. But I haven't heard that, to be honest. And look, me and Jason Black, we just recently called each other out. So I don't have no reason to defend the guy at all. But I haven't heard that. I gotta be honest. I have not heard any evidence that Jason Black, if he did show his identity to whoever the person was, that he did not behave, and the documentary should be out there as a huge audience, so we would have already seen that, which I have not. But we have seen evidence of what just Pearly things did. And now that's the argument there, which I think the brother Obsidian, who is usually, he can really put out points, but I think if that's the opening argument, I haven't heard much else, I'm just using this open monologue, it's not the same thing. I may personally feel that black people are wasting their time interviewing white supremacists. It doesn't make it wrong. It's just my preference. Okay? But if a person is acting in a way such as Malcolm X, right? Malcolm X debated white supremacists. So did some of the others, Louis Farrakhan. What was their behavior in front of white supremacists? Were they relegating blacks in front of them? No. Or if somebody said something disparaging towards blacks, did they sit there and be quiet? Or any white person who feels that they're a friend to black people, how do they really feel? And what she was very passive aggressive. And that's clear. That evidence is here on YouTube. I still do not see how brothers can defend that. Even though people might disagree with Jason Black or his take, we just can't get around that. We cannot get around that Jason Black's documentary, whatever the documentary may be, does not have evidence of him doing the same thing just pearly things did. That's what we are dealing with because we've seen that. I have not heard, nor have I seen the evidence of brother Jason Black. All the other stuff that I could possibly say about the brother is something completely different than what we're dealing with. And a lot of times as blacks, when we have issues with other people or disagreements, sometimes we let our biases get in front of what's really the actual argument. And we got to actually stay on the topic here. And again, I'm more closer to Obsidian. Man, I got a lot of love for Obsidian, but he's talking about something that's different from what Jason Black is talking about. And we got to deal with the truth. The truth is just pearly things did not behave in the same way that King Rich's girlfriend, for example, behaved in front of the same white supremacists. We saw King Rich's girlfriend, who was Italian, stand up for the guy. We did not see pearly things behave in a similar manner. So if Obsidian is trying to equate those two situations to Jason Black, that's not the right thing. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.